Even though people believe that all individuals with pedophilia or hebephilia commit child sexual abuse, research has shown that those who are sexually attracted to children can control their urges and refrain from sexually abusing them. Furthermore, there is another group of individuals who sexually abuse children even though they are not attracted to them. This group uses children as surrogates.
I want to say, from a clinical standpoint, that pedophilia is an affliction. Child molestation is a crime. There are two different things. One can be a state of mind, a thought, an attraction, an orientation. The other is an action. And you can have one without the other.
That is correct.
There do exist the psychopathic, it's very easy to call them evil. There is nothing we can do to help keep society safe except for to keep these people out of society. They exist. But for the great majority of them, there's other pieces to the story. These are people for whom there's no reason to think that they did anything inappropriate, that they ever committed any kind of an offense, but they come in to a psychologist with, Doc, I got a problem. They can't tell anyone, they can't tell their friends, they have no one to go to for support. There are many situations in which a mental health professional, psychologist, psychiatrist, whoever, is required to report this to protect society. But of course, the pedophiles are in society. They know that this is the regulation, and therefore they don't come in the first place. We should be creating situations where they can come in, remain anonymous, and receive sex drive-reducing medications or counseling or group therapy or whatever is appropriate to the situation we're in. Unfortunately, the automatic gut reaction that so many people have to this person is evil, the correct thing to do is remove them from society forever, is actually making things worse rather than better.
Most of these people know that they have feelings that they should repress. So most of these people don't act out on it. They don't offend. Which is great, isn't it? But the problem is, these people can't talk about their feelings because they know that they will be hated for it. I truly do believe that every person is longing for love at some point in their life. And what if this love that you really wish for will forever be impossible? That must be a really lonely situation to be in. It's like telling me, we know that you love your boyfriend and we don't minimize this love. However, you cannot act out on it ever. And on top of that, you won't be able to talk about it with anyone. So unfortunately, sometimes it does go wrong. Sometimes people do start offending. And I'm not justifying this. On the contrary, I work for police. I'm just saying that it's a logical thing to happen. So what do we do with this knowledge? Well, I think there will be many of you telling me now, you know what, let's just ban all these people from society, let's just lock them all up and let's just leave them somewhere far away from our children. And from an emotional point of view, I can kind of understand what you're saying. I became an auntie last year for the first time. My little nephew, he just turned 1. Absolutely crazy about the little boy. And we just got back from a family holiday and we really enjoyed the sun and the beach. The weather was lovely. And I simply cannot imagine the possibility that my little nephew wouldn't be able to walk around in his swimming wear because some adult would be sexually attracted to him. Yes, from an emotional point of view, I can kind of understand that you would want to eliminate these people from society. However, it doesn't make sense. And that's because we're talking about biology. We're talking about a sexual orientation, something that we simply cannot change. And on top of that, every day, new people are born with the same difficulty. So it's not practical to eliminate these people from society. They haven't done anything wrong. So rather than letting our emotions rule...
Pedophilia is a sexual preference for boys or girls or both who are of early pubertal or pre-pubertal age. So therefore, by definition, it doesn't actually require any kind of offending to have occurred.
It is crucial to understand the difference between pedophilia and child sexual abuse, which is illegal and must always be. Pedophilia is only the sexual preference for pre-adolescent children. The difference between child sexual abuse and pedophilia becomes very obvious when we look at scientific studies. Think about it for yourself. What do you think? What percentage of child molesters are pedophiles? Have a guess. Is it 20%, 40, 60, maybe even 80%? In fact, scientific studies indicate that only 20 to 30% of all child molesters are pedophiles. The vast majority of perpetrators are not pedophiles, but they are sexually interested in adults. Children can easily become victims of child sexual abuse because of their loyalty and because of ease of access. For example, a stepfather might abuse his stepdaughter because he feels anger or jealousy towards her mother. Not every pedophile abuses children, and not everyone who abuses children is a pedophile. Differentiating between these two groups is essential. Let me be very clear here. Abusing children is wrong without any doubt. But a pedophile who doesn't abuse children has done nothing wrong.